wait.
Francis
Ailey
anyways.
still has to go.
We'll do a short intro, I guess, while Ellie's rolling. But, hello everyone. Welcome back to Avernus. We're just about to do the recap. We're all just rolling for that. But I don't think there's any real housekeeping to go through because, you know, we're 5 episodes in now. So unless you clicked on this video by accident, go watch episode 1. But, hello everyone. Who's doing the recap?
Hi.
Oh man, it's Francis again.
Well, I should ask, you know, because everybody did their own thing. Am I just recapping what I did?
You're recapping from the perspective of Francis.
Okay. Right. Where did we begin last week? Well, we all woke up in Hugo's house, following our adventures down in the crypts, and we were all a bit worse for wear. I think we needed all some time individually to recover, and I took a little time for myself. I returned to my family home, and during my travels, I encountered a elven man named Breeze, who has actually begun to teach me further ways of incorporating magic into musical performances, and I feel a newfound power growing within me. As for my companions, they all seem to have been tempered by the fires of what we endured. How'd you like that one, guys? And have grown in interesting ways, to say the least. But once we all reconvened back at Hugo's, we took it upon ourselves to travel back to the crypts below and recover our lost gear. And once we recovered that, I can't remember exactly where we left off.
Honestly, I can't remember if you guys went back or stayed down there. I know you got your stuff back.
We went back and
we went back
we worked
because-
out. There was a montage.
That was
Yeah,
the-
Okay,
whole
that's when the
montage.
montage started.
I think
Okay,
we
cool.
had the wheelbarrow dilemma.
Yeah,
with
with
the
ending with
departed.
the
That's where that
Wonderful.
ended. Oh yeah,
That's right!
The zone of truth that did nothing.
me and Francis don't
I
know.
was told.
anything
I was
happened.
just told to do a thing, and I was here doing the thing,
It was
and then
very
that's when
funny.
you guys came up,
God,
and I'm
that
not
was
doing the
very
thing
funny.
anymore.
So yeah, we spent most of the last session in a bit of a montage of what was happening around level 3s for the various different members of our party. Some of them being spelled out rather explicitly, and some of them to be revealed upon further inspection. Though there was specific comments in the YouTube section there that were like, hey, but what is everyone though? Because they want specific names for things. I did answer that though, but I would like you guys to say what you were, and we'll start with Hugo at the top here. So Hugo, just what your subclass selection was.
Sure. So I am a soul knife, which is a psionics wielding rogue, as granted to me by Shah, my patron deity.
I'm sure that'll all be fine.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure there's no price for that in any way, shape, or form.
She's famously benevolent. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Famously so. I don't know how everyone's arranged on your screen, Connor, so I'm just gonna jump around here. Yeah, so how about V, Cat next? Yeah, just the name. You don't have to go into too much detail about those things because I know some of this is going to be revealed later. But
Yes.
what your subclass that you selected is?
I was originally going to have the alchemist, but I decided after the events that mine is now the armor subclass for the artificier.
Yeah, you were hard at work on that
Mhm.
armor too, so we're gonna see how that pans out for us. How about Cyrus? What did you pick?
Praise the sun. I'm a sun soul monk
You are a Sun Soul monk.
who has
It is
never
true.
played. Who's never
You've
played.
never
a
played Dark
game.
Souls? What?
I know the memes, though. I know the memes.
They're everywhere.
Good game.
It's easy to know. Yeah. Okay. Francis, what about you?
I am a College of Glamour bard.
Using
Sounds
some
fancy.
of those magical abilities for very many different illusory pictures and things.
So yes, exactly.
All right, Rowan, what did you say?
I am a battle master.
There you go.
Yeah.
Excellent. And I think I had all of that right. I was like, I'm not super sure on some of those, but yeah, it looks like I had those right in the comment there. But there you go. At the top of the show, you now know what was selected, but the flavor of those things will be shown probably throughout this particular episode. So I think where we would find ourselves is everyone back at the Fitzwilliam household, probably on the dawn of a new day after having all of these various different sidebars with each of the characters exploring their newfound powers and or doing a lot of work. What do you guys want to try and do here on this day?
Has Cyrus come back yet?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, Cyrus was just kind of sent out. They were like, all right, fine. We never want to see you here again. Just get out of here. We're done with you. If we do have to see you again, there's going to be trouble. But otherwise, I think you would have just, had a fine rest, a long rest, and it would be a new day here. Ooh, sorry, where we begin this.
Is our friend Mr. Jasso still with us?
Uh-huh. Jasso hasn't left.
Taking
Mr.
advantage of
Klim
the
is
amenities.
still here. Yeah.
I guess I would approach him to talk about this. I would say, tell me, Klim, now you've somewhat recovered, thankfully. What are you?
Probably turns around like he has like cake in his mouth or something like that, and turns around to look at.
He's having my cake and eating
Yes. Yes. What?
Tell me, what are your plans to, return home or?
Home. Oh, that's wow. That's. I had figured that we had come to some form of understanding that you saved my life, I saved your life, and now we are partners in crime, goodness, heroics.
Any of those works for me, honestly.
Good.
However, I would say that's somewhat telling that you don't wish to return to your home.
Yes. So remember when I was down there and I said, hey, my family will pay a generous reward for my safe return to the estate in the upper city, and yet I have not returned there. So my mother is dead. My father is ailing and likely to die soon as well, and my 3 younger siblings crave the inheritance and would much rather split that inheritance 3 ways than 4. And that might be how I came into the hands of some murderous people below the city, where my family sold me out to them.
So they just handed you over to a bunch of murderers?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They aren't part of that cult of vile worship, are they?
Not that I know of, though I think Timothy has strayed quite far from the path. He wears all this dark clothing and speaks in weird voices and tongues, but I think it's probably just a phase.
The phase of trying to get you killed isn't much of a phase to be appreciated.
Very true. Anyways, I would rather not return. And you have so many spare bedrooms here. I'm sure I can make myself useful in some way.
You can't stay hidden forever. Is that your intention, just to hang out here until they one day shuffle off this mortal coil?
That would be preferable, yes.
Well, why don't you do something about it? Why don't you...
What is there to do? I am penniless. I am wearing another man's clothing. I am eating cake that isn't even mine.
Bro, your life seems kind of sad.
What if we did something about it?
What would you do about it?
Put the fear of God in them, whichever God they fear most, I guess, because there's multiple of them, I've come to learn.
I suppose you could do that. But it's truly not necessary. I'm just thankful to be alive at this point and have the company of my new friends. He looks around, kind of like, come on.
But Clem, if your father's ill, wouldn't you want to see him before he leaves?
No, honestly, I would not. Rather abusive fuck, if you ask me. I would rather he just go ahead and die, but I'm not a murderer, so.
Tell me, how important is this inheritance to you? Are you, solvent without it?
No, but I have a rather good at being a merchant and a salesperson that I was, and running books and running a company. Very good at it. We just, well, you know, it kind of all fell to rags when I was shipped underground for a while.
So would the people in your company not miss you?
Oh, I'm sure one of my siblings picked up the dregs of that and probably renamed it and then, well, started using it to their own advantage.
Well, wouldn't it be better for you to go back and show your siblings that you're alive and well protected at this point now?
Protected. Looks at you, curious. Like, you would protect me?
I would.
We did it
mean,
once. You don't
fundamentally-
want to do it again?
Mean that it would happen again, and I as much as I like to say that I saved you and you saved me, and haha, we are now even, and you have no reason to.
Doesn't
Your
particularly
family
change
sounds
the
like a
fact that-
rotten bunch.
Yes, and you did save our lives. I mean, we may be even, but it doesn't change the fact that you did save our lives somewhat.
And Clem, I was willing to save your life before I ever knew you. I wasn't expecting some type of reward. I just saw someone in danger.
I don't know about the rest of us, but well, the rest of you, but I feel compelled to do something in this situation.
I am sure you have much more important things to take care of than some disgraced noble and their awful family.
Perhaps. However, tell me, when you say your father's ailing, do you mean he is, to be blunt, to die soon, or simply elderly and frail?
Since I haven't been back, he could already be dead.
Very true. I do think we have other things to attend to. However, I see no reason why you can't stay here, at least for some time.
Well, I would appreciate that. Yes. Thank you. And for he gestures down at the clothes that he's wearing that are clearly yours. And for, you know, all of this. I will do a little surreptitious digging and see if I can't find out what my family is up to. But otherwise, I really don't want to go into any confrontation with them without your help, which I appreciate. Thank you.
What do you think about the place we rescued you from? I assume you're not much of a combatant. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Unfortunately, no, I am not. I know where the stabby end goes, but I'm not very good at placing it there.
Well, I had another question for you, actually. I assumed you weren't going to, you know, exactly be sallying forth there once more, but did you, in your rather unfortunate captivity, happen to hear or see anything that could be of use to us down there?
There are, or were at least, other captives. There are the undead walking around, skeletons and fleshy ones. There is a room covered in water that smells rightly awful that I think you should be careful of. I'm not sure what that smell is, but they were careful to not take fire in there. And there were other rooms that I had not seen. I believe that's where each of the dead 3 cults resided. I don't know how deep the place goes, unfortunately. There was a bit of a holding cell, and last I was there, there was an older man and a young tiefling woman there. I don't know if they're there anymore, or if they've added to the people they've held captive. It's been some days now.
Yes, which is why I think we must make haste back there. Curious. Well, I just say that we get any preparations we have out the way, and then if Klim says there's other people held captive down there, I would wish to hurry back. see if we may be of any aid to them.
I'm sure they would appreciate it, much like I did. And good luck to you. I'm going to finish my breakfast. He gestures down at the piece of cake that he was enjoying, and I'll see what I can find. Good luck to you, and don't die. I won't be there to pull you out this time.
Oh, and Clem, do keep a low profile. You are in my home after all, and good rule of thumb around here is if something looks dangerous, it probably is. So don't rootle around too much.
Of course, as my host, I of course will be listening.
Very good.
Gonna come back and he's gonna have like found the one axe swinging trap that you have in the attic somewhere and just
Like
sliced him in half.
The one crossbow I didn't fire at
Yeah,
undead
it's just-
zombie. He's like,
There's like a poison trap at a door. It's like it only goes to a linen closet, but you were practicing traps or something. It just opens up and gasses him.
So yeah, I'll say to the group, I'll say, well, does anybody have any preparations they need to do beforehand?
I'm
ready.
I have one thing that I didn't get to show this last night after I came home, but I finished preparations with the new model. As you see, I have these gauntlets on, and she's gonna turn to Cyrus and be like, "Do you recognize them, Cyrus?" And she's gonna be like, hold a minute as I activate the runes, and you're gonna see it's gonna be like really cool. So the gauntlets are actually going to start to glow, and they will start to move and like almost grow in size, and they'll start to snake down both of her arms. It will basically go down her entire body. She will suit up as it is. And all of the chainmail she now has on, everything will slowly start to change. There'll be runes glowing throughout it, almost covering all of the detailed rune work that she has on her body already. And it'll go down, and then there'll be a snap and probably some steam coming out the sides, and a helmet will come over and just make its way down in front of her face, and there'll be a visor in the shape of a V.
Nice.
That will be in the very front, covering up what she looks like entirely. So you just kind of see standing there, a big, still very womanly figure, but very full set of armor, where you can see if it could just be a normal person in a full set. And then she'll go over, and the cape that got burned and singed and things that her father gave her, she's going to take it and she's going to cut 2 rips in it and put it and make a belt out of it so she can still wear it. So she'll wrap it around her waist and be like, with this, hopefully I won't be able to be hidden any longer, and I shall be able to walk freely with all of you.
Well,
That's remarkable.
I know who I'm standing behind.
You have tattoos like me now. Woo!
Wow.
Hopefully, whatever we find, I'll be able to face it this time.
I think we're all a lot more prepared. I feel certainly more confident in my abilities to take out whatever it is we come across. So I'm ready when you are.
Very well. Now, one more manner of business. What are we to do with the Flaming Fist? For we haven't really checked in with them, and we're still wielding their badges.
I mean, they kind of told us to go do the thing, and we haven't technically finished the thing.
Yes.
Very true.
So we
No
just go
news is
back to
good
doing the
news.
thing.
Yeah, I think we hook up with them, providing we're successful down below.
Sounds good to me. Shall we make haste back to the
Yes.
bathhouse then? All right.
Yeah, it's morning now, and you make your way to the old bathhouse that you know, that underneath it is this labyrinthine area of sewers and networks of terribly deadly people and things. The door is shut, much as you left it. Do you just want to like go walk on in? Did you lock the place
did,
after you had left?
I did this time, if you remember. I did lock the main door.
Excellent. Well, remains locked. The exterior entrance here to the courtyard is locked. But Hugo, having been the one that locked it, you know exactly what to do to unlock it. So it's very easy for you to do that and head inside. Are you guys trying to be surreptitious around here? Are you trying to not draw attention from the people on the roads or anything like that?
I think it's broad daylight, and we kind of look like we're on official
I think
business.
we're acting normal until we're in the
true.
bathhouse itself, and then
Yeah.
They're like, we're just opening up the shop. It's fine. And yeah, I think heading inside into the main entrance here in the courtyard. Courtyard looks much the same. It has those nymph-like fountains that are there, as well as the well-kept gardens. Going into the front door, the skeleton you saw there earlier is still there, just kind of meandering around, not really doing too much. It hasn't changed anything here. Do you want to do anything with this particular skeleton, or are you going to continue to leave him alone?
I have to leave him alone.
Seems rather friendly.
Just a bit unnerving.
But
Yeah, I guess I'll just make my way past him, see if he reacts.
no, it doesn't. It seems aimless. Like it doesn't have. It has no direction.
Maybe we should guide him back down to not be up here.
I mean, I haven't really dealt with that many undead previously, but what's the protocol here, would you say? Should we murder them all? They're already dead, so technically we're just making them inanimate?
I'm not actually sure. I've never seen anything like this. But he doesn't.
Oh, sorry.
He doesn't seem to be wishing harm upon anyone else. I do feel pity for the creature wandering aimlessly, though.
I do too. So, what do you think then, V? Should we just end their wandering?
Do I feel compelled to act in this situation?
To eradicate this particular thing? You know what? Roll me religion.
Okay.
This is not necessarily based on your character's, understanding of religion. I just want a number.
12.
12. I think you feel a mild compulsion to do so, due to it being unnatural and breaking the cycle of regular life. But you don't feel like an overwhelming urge.
Yeah, because I was just thinking back to the sun god telling me to like kind of chill out on the enjoyment of destroying evil.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, technically, V is not a natural thing either.
Yeah, but you're not evil.
Please don't kill me.
It's different.
Yeah, but if it's not hurting anyone, is it evil?
I mean, that's a good question, and that's what Cyrus is currently
Necromancy.
debating in his brain.
It's
I'm
one of
on
those
the
things,
side that necromancy isn't technically bad.
Oh boy.
Justin's talking
The
about real
moral
life, by the
decisions
way.
campaign.
that's the thing too. It's like this skeleton didn't choose to be resurrected, right? It didn't have a choice in the matter, but now it exists. So does it have a right to continue its undeath?
Undead rights activists coming through.
Yeah.
Say what
did you
you do in
ask
the comments below.
Yeah.
We have a straw poll, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. What do you think about this, Cyrus?
I'm gonna say in commons like. Hey, buddy, you want some help? I'm gonna repeat the same thing in Celestial and Infernal. I don't know how to deal with skeletons. I'm from this.
Yeah.
I'm a country boy.
I'm a country boy. I think it kind of just like empty eye sockets looks at you, but it doesn't do anything. It seems to not understand what you're trying to say or have any way to communicate.
I'll be honest, I would be more upset if it did say something back to you. Simon.
That's a good point. Yes.
Are you
more
trying
concerning.
to speak to it?
Yes, V. We use language to speak to things. Hey, I'm gonna kind of like go up to... No, I'm still salty because you have the gauntlets I tried to pick up and they shocked me.
Oh, I just worked the runes. They're different. They're safe now.
Could have been safe earlier. No, I'm gonna like walk up to the skeleton and kind of just like try and put my hand on its shoulder.
Roll me animal handling.
Oh, that's strange.
Skeletal handling.
13?
Yeah, it doesn't move. Your movement is slow enough and seems non-threatening in a way, and you put a hand on a skeletal shoulder. It feels like bone.
Follow me. I'm just gonna try and like bring it along with me.
You start trying to move it, like
Yeah.
slowly. Yeah, I don't think it stops you. It just
You're gonna
Just
grab
follows.
his hand.
you're gonna hold the skeleton's hand.
I'm
and
gonna
take it
hold
to
the
his hand.
skeleton.
I'm watching
Dude,
this from
hold his
like
hand.
10 feet away with the most
Yeah.
raised eyebrow you've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely gonna hold the skeleton's hand.
And take it downstairs, back
take it down.
back downstairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna take him back. To the
Hey,
crypt.
hey, little guy, you don't belong up here. This door's supposed to
Weird.
be closed. Go back downstairs with your buddy. Because there's another one that's still at the
Yeah.
bottom of the stairs that's like
Yeah.
in the same part of this pool area that you left it in. And it just sits there. And as you come down, obviously, I'm assuming some light source is being generated here now as you move
Mhm.
down back into the darkness. Yeah, it's just there's a skeleton down there, and this like clank, click, click, click. The skeleton like almost falls once or twice. Probably not very used to operating stairs. Just being a kind of magically reconstructed pieces of bone. But you do make it back down, and you splash into this kind of sewer water down here, and brought the skeleton back down. The other skeleton again does not do anything, doesn't react to the second skeleton being brought in the room. Nothing happens.
So is the second skeleton in the one room where we found Clem?
No,
we're not there
this
yet.
is the
Matt's much
first.
further.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is the
just like-
first landing down at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
Well, you brought it down here.
Yeah, do you want to keep holding its hand?
Uh,
You want to grab the other
Don't
skeleton's
name
hand
it.
too?
I'm,
Start walking with both
Start
skeletons.
skipping.
I'm going to try and get the other skeleton as well.
Roll me
Why?
animal
Well,
handling.
there is another skeleton down the way. There's 3 of
There's
them.
only an 8.
Yeah, this one's an 8, and so like you reach out and you touch its hand, and it doesn't move. It just stands there, and you kind of like, do you like try to bring it with you? Like, do you try to hug on it a little bit?
I need fan art of Cyrus and these 2 skeletons.
Yeah. La, da,
Oh
da,
my
da.
gosh. No,
Best
I
animation.
I think at this point I'm just gonna be like, okay, everyone, I'm gonna tell the first
Um,
skeleton
Yeah,
to just stay here with your friend.
okay. I thought you were going to bring it
So
with
you
you
just,
for a
like,
Both
second.
of you stay here,
Put them next to each other, and you're like, you guys stay here now.
pretty much.
And you let go, and it does. It just stands there dumbly. Like, I mean, it doesn't have
Are they like
seems it has
actively
no
looking at
direction.
us?
no.
Well, that was strange.
Well, in
What?
fact, the thing I was finding the strangest is that didn't the undead woman who threw the fireball, she attacked us instantly and on sight, right?
I don't believe she was undead, was she?
I believe she.
She looked like she was very skeletal in nature, but she was still made of flesh. You know,
I thought
before it
before-
was torched.
The poor bugger just hadn't eaten in a while.
If she were undead, then it's. I would just find it passing strange that she would attack us and they wouldn't.
Perhaps whoever's controlling them has lost their power over it.
Hmm.
That would explain the
Or their will to
lethargy.
fight.
They are looking rather listless.
Well, I guess we should just move on then. I don't think Cyrus wants to end these existence. So
Very well.
I don't know what to do in this situation. They aren't
Perhaps
doing
further
evil.
Perhaps further down we'll find the source of whatever's controlling them, and they'll just go to sleep forever?
Possibly.
Seems like a plan to me. I also want to push on in case we do find the other captives Klim mentioned. I believe it was a tiefling girl and an elderly gentleman.
Elderly gentleman, yes.
yes.
All right, let's leave them here. Please don't name them on the way out. That's the worst thing you can do to creatures that may end up dead.
I mean, I
Don't
wasn't
need
planning on it.
Okay, good. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah, so you continue downwards. You get to that octagonal room with the 3 doors and the one that goes down to that tapestry that had the kind of yellow fungus about it. And you head towards the location where you found Klim originally. As you get down that direction in the room, there is a somewhat fleshy counterpart to these skeletons. A zombie stands there dumbly in the rooms. But doesn't raise its kind of hollowed out eyes in your general direction as you splash again into the water of this particular room. It does not move, just stands there in the dark. As the light hits it, it does kind of look up a little bit as though it registers something is there, but makes no move.
So don't mind us, just passing through. Try and get past it.
Splash, 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 splash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy enough to walk around. It doesn't reach out. It doesn't. This one seems a little bit more aware rather than the skeletons. It watches you pass. It notes the light more than anything else. But it doesn't move to follow, but it does turn and watch as you go past.
Just watch your backs, just in case. Should be
Hmm.
right, though.
I can't shake the feeling it's keeping an eye on us.
This one's way more attentive than the others.
Yes. Maybe we're getting closer.
Perhaps.
I will keep walking.
Going down the long, watery hallway takes you to the room where you found your belongings and where you almost found your end. And this is as far as you've been in up until now. Beyond which the hallway continues, and there is a door at the far end up some stairs.
There's no other entry or exit, yeah?
Mhm.
Can I go just take a look at the door? Is it like adorned like some of the other ones were? Or is this just...
No, this one just seems to be a wooden door. It doesn't look like it's been, kept well, right? This is a rather damp location and wood tends to rot after some time. And it is showing signs of that kind of like water swelling that wood will get over time. So it hasn't really been kept up well.
I mean, I
Well,
guess
that's
I'll
the only way forward.
quietly try to open it.
Yeah, sure. Just roll me the stealth check. You're going to make the effort
thing.
to like keep the
Yeah.
hinges from creaking and things like that. And I think that
27.
falls directly under that there. Yeah, and so you're able to open the door here, and beyond which is revealed to your right the hallway continuing. With at the edge of your vision there, you can see a stone altar with maybe some skulls and bones piled around it. There's a bunch of half-melted candles on top of it now. All of them are unlit, and another fleshy-looking humanoid form at the edge of your vision. Makes no move.
And I'll turn back to the others and I'll say, I think there's another one of those more fleshy undead types in here. But also another altar. I can't sense any people, though.
I think it's safe to go in.
As safe as we may get down here.
push in, see if we can find anyone.
Sure. It opens up into a kind of dry, partially collapsed room. And again, there's this stone altar with humanoid skulls and bones piled around it. The top of the altar is covered with dozens of half-melted candles made of black wax. All of them are currently unlit. And next to you, in this somewhat small room, is this zombie-looking creature. Again, it regards the light as you enter the room, but makes no move in your direction. Its eyes glassy, as if they're unfocused.
What's on the floor in this room?
Mostly stone, some dirt, but it is dry here, rather than like the kind of waterlogged areas that you've been through before.
Huh.
Can I go up and take a look at the altar stuff?
Sure.
I
yeah. What are you
assume
looking
the
for?
bones are, you know, of humanoid origin, but I just like to take a closer look, really.
Yeah, you can either roll me nature or some investigation, whichever one you feel more comfortable with here.
I'll do an
For
investigation.
the bones
Why not?
themselves.
15.
15? Yeah, I think yep, it's humanoid. The skulls up top kind of lead you to that conclusion, the bones piled around it. But you notice that there's a lot of these bones. Maybe 3 or 4 people's worth of bones.
Are they like picked clean, or they've been here a while? So
I think for these they would be bleached clean. They're rather, very much that like bone white after things have been left out in the sun for a very long time. It looks like they were cleaned.
okay.
Is there anything carved onto the altar, like writing or?
No. Just these black half-melted candles, all of them unlit.
Anybody ever seen a black candle before?
Have we ever seen a black candle before?
Who's got some Arcana background?
Francis?
Yeah, I suppose.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, V does as well.
Mhm.
Roll some Arcana. This is a good roll to decide whether or not, like, maybe in your magical learnings you've learned anything about the usage
That's a
of
one.
black
5
candles.
to 6.
I think, yeah, for both of you, you're like, I mean,
That's
some
fine.
magic users use candles for ritualistic things. Black candles, though? Meh, maybe a stylistic choice. This place is kind of dark and, creepy.
Maybe it just fits the overall aesthetic.
I mean, you'd be right. But
Just decor choices.
Just a lot of bodies.
Are there any other rooms or
Yeah, on the
crevices or
far
anything?
side of this, there is some stairs that lead downward, and the hallway continues to the left. You can hear the sound of water beyond, kind of that same sound that, when you're walking through those kind of puddled rooms. There seems to be more of that probably beyond this.
And nothing on the walls, sconces
No
or anything?
walls, there's no
Just bare.
sconces, just bare. Looks like the only light source that would have been in here were these candles.
I say we push on.
Can
Okay.
I see if the candle has been lit recently, or is it just like, is the
You
wax still
can-
melted, or is it like
Sure, you can investigate
cold.
them if you would like.
okay?
An
8.
8. I think what you find is that they are half melted. They've been used before, but it's definitely at least been a couple of
been a
days
while.
since then. The wax isn't soft. It's definitely hardened. Hard to tell after wax is hardened how long it's been, though.
Yeah.
Let's push on. See what's beyond here.
Sure. Kind of just like walk past that listless zombie and move on to the next room.
Yep.
Yeah. As you turn the next corner, you can see that the ceiling of this flooded room is supported by these numerous wooden beams. But the air here smells like rotten eggs.
I'm gonna say, hang on. Klim told us there was a room that they avoided taking fire into. 'Cause I assume somebody's got a torch out so we can see.
I thought they would just be. I'd be using my light.
Oh, okay,
The
that's
light
fine.
spell.
then.
I was like, they're just the light.
Yeah.
Nobody
No-
light
no
a
fires.
torch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we don't.
What's
light a
wrong,
torch here.
Hugo?
Well, Clem told me there was a room that they avoided taking fire into, and I thought with the rather odd smell, it may be this one.
Oh, I'll take your word.
Yeah, peering into the room, you do see two more of these fleshy zombie forms in various states of decay, standing in the water up to their, mid shin or knee, just. And again, every time they see the light as it approaches the room, their unfocused, glazed over eyes or eye or sockets seem to regard the movement.
Hmm.
They seem to keep staring at Cyrus. I wonder if it's his light.
Hey, Cyrus. Do this.
Give him an eye exam.
I'm gonna give the dart over and just say like, you can, Rowan.
Oh. All right. Let's see.
Yeah, so you walk up to the first one. It's about 10 feet into the room, so you splash down into the water next to these
Mhm.
beams, and it just smells like rotten eggs in here, and you're just like, all right. And you go like this, and just... You go up, it goes up. If you go down, it looks down. It seems to just be looking at the light. It's the only thing that it seems to know what to do with.
This wasn't so disturbing. It would be quite amusing. Okay, so they like the light. We figured that now. Okay. I kind of look back at the party, just like staring at me, I'm guessing. Don't mind me. I figured, just if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm approaching things more head on this time. So, run straight into, maybe not into danger, but just confront my fears, right? And just make them not so scary. They're like kittens with a feather. See?
Well,
You've been
you
playing
and
with some strange kittens.
You and Cyrus seem
Yes.
to be quite intrigued with these creatures.
I'm not intrigued. I'm conflicted.
Well, my logic is if they don't hit us, we don't have to kill them, right? I guess.
To a degree.
Well, now that we know that they're not going to hurt us, maybe we should look around the room a little bit more.
Yes, let's do that.
So this particular egg-smelling room, take a
Yeah.
little bit of a closer look around as you splash around in it. Or
Sulfur.
the
yeah.
room is it's large. It goes back to where these two zombies are maybe about 30 feet deep, and there's like a little alcove on the far side where it continues onwards. There's some scattering of rocks and things that way, but there's also a hallway about 20 feet in, and you turn to the right, and then that hallway continues southward from you for another 35 feet until it ends in another stairway upwards. The entire area in here smells awful. Whatever this gas is in the location seems to permeate the entire area.
Well, any preference on which way we go first?
The staircase leads up. It'd be good to know if we needed to escape where this would lead.
Okay, let's head up then.
So you continue onwards and head up. It's about 5-foot rise. And as soon as you turn the corner, you see another. This is a much narrower hallway here, about 5 feet wide at its widest. You see some doorways on the north and south ends, about 3 on the south, 1 on the north walls. And one of these fleshy-looking zombies just standing in the middle of the hallway. As soon as it sees the light, it turns and regards it, but doesn't move.
Seems that we have a few of these things. Should we try to move past it?
I think so. They don't look like a particular threat.
I guess we're gonna try to scoot past it in the middle.
Sure.
Of the hall.
Do you like try to push it to one side? We're like, hey guy, stand over here? Or
I'm gonna
I think that's
follow
Cyrus's specialty.
Cyrus's.
All right,
I know.
apparently
Oh,
I'm
okay.
the
All right, that's
undead
fine, too.
whisperer.
the undead whisperer. Okay,
Sure,
roll me
sure.
an animal handling check for the undead. That's a
Ooh.
natural
Nat
20.
20.
Do you go grab the zombie's hands and go, "Hey, buddy, I need you to step aside"? And move him towards
Yeah,
the wall.
I'm kind of just gonna like slowly bring him closer to like one side.
Yeah,
one
so you
side
know
of the
when you
wall.
get over there's kind of an alcove. It's got a bunch of stones and stuff in it that have maybe fallen from the ceiling, but you can kind of push him into it if you're gentle about it. I think with a 23, you're like, "Hey, come on." You push him. And he kind of just shuffles backwards limply.
Gives you a hug and a pat on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
So that kind of puts
zombie.
you in front. So when you're over here, Cyrus, you do note that there are 3 doors on the southern end of this particular 5-foot wide hallway. They're about 10 feet apart from each other, and they seem to be entering into somewhere.
I will wait till the rest of my companions come closer.
Yeah, Cyrus has now pushed this zombie into a little alcove, and he turns around and looks at you. He's like, "I guess the hallway's clear now, right?" So
Yeah, I'll move up
Okay.
to you outside these doors, I guess.
sure, absolutely. So yeah, there's a middle one, and there's one to the left and one to the right.
Maybe we
Eeny,
should
meeny, miny,
try
moe.
to
What's
hear
behind
if
door
there's
number
anything.
1?
Yeah,
I
I
know,
can.
gang. Let's split up.
Let's not.
I'll go press my ear to the middle one, I guess. See if I hear anything.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a perception check as you step forward to press your ear to the middle wooden door here. Again, it's one of these that's kind of rotted out. It's definitely
22.
Yeah, it's been in a bit of disrepair. It's quiet, but you hear a distinct from the door on the right. You have very good hearing.
I do.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess I'll say I don't hear anything from these other doors, but on the right we may have another undead friend for Cyrus.
Goody. Shall we take a look?
Well,
Well-
I think we should take a look in one of the ones without the zombie, perhaps.
Yes.
I'll
Do you
open the
this
middle door.
one first?
Yeah, I'll open the middle
sure.
door.
So you open up the middle door here, and an open sarcophagus stands at the back of this dusty crypt. Its heavy stone lid is lying on its side between the sarcophagus and the wall to the south. The north side of the sarcophagus bears faded frescoes of spear-wielding warriors charging across golden plains on horseback.
I mean, I'll slowly and trepidatiously advance in and
Sure, yeah.
check out the
Oh.
sarcophagus itself.
Mm-hmm. The walls really bear nothing of interest other than just being stone. But checking out the sarcophagus, you can kind of see there's dust and some humanoid bones, but you can roll an investigation if you were trying to be thorough about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have a look. That is a 19. Wow,
19.
nailing the rolls today.
Huh. The sarcophagus has a false bottom. It's made of roughly an inch thick of plaster.
I'll flip out a dagger and I'll start kind of chipping away at the edge of the plaster and see if I can kind of lever it a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I think it would be pretty well sealed to all of the sides. So you can definitely get like one of the sides, but you'd have to go like all the way around if you were looking to try and free the entirety of the plaster without just breaking it in the middle of
I think
it.
I would.
right?
I think I wouldn't mind breaking a bit, like kind of just levering and
Yeah,
taking a
just
chunk
try and
out.
just like,
kind
all right,
of.
we're gonna snap off some of
Yeah,
it here
pretty
and see
much.
if you
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
Sure. Thieves' tools this for me.
Sure.
This feels like a thieving kind of thing. And you're utilizing your dagger as a thieving tool.
Correct. 21.
21. Yeah, so doing so, and you crack it open and lift some of the plaster up here. There's a human mummy floating in a shallow pool of red brine. Where the eyes should be are 2 moonstones. And it looks like the central cavity of the mummy itself had been sewn up and patched in some way, as if it had been opened at some point.
What do you make?
I'll
of that?
beckon over the others, yeah, and say, I think I may have found something rather interesting.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over.
Has anyone seen anything like this before?
No.
Yeah, I think it would
have
be
I?
mostly unusual. You could try and roll if you wanted to try and do religion or history here. That's up to you.
I would love to.
Kind of give you
7.
like maybe some background on like, okay, maybe I know something about mummies or how the dead are interred or things like that. Yeah, a 7. I think you're like, man, humans do weird things with dead bodies.
It's strange that they would hide this body in the sarcophagus of another body.
Well, it looks as though the body's been tampered with, I believe would be the polite way of putting it. Almost as though somebody's removed or inserted something into it.
What is all that red liquid that it's floating in?
I tend to find it's best not to think about red liquid when you encounter it mysteriously. There's usually one answer.
How deep down is it?
How deep down is the false bottom or the crypt itself?
Like the mummy in the pool.
So I think the brine probably comes up to about 3/4 of the way. So like it leaves the face untouched in like the upper portion of the chest where you can see there's been some kind of
No, I meant from
damage
where I'm standing.
How deep
from me?
How far away is it?
Yes.
This room is only about 10 feet across at its widest, and it's 15 feet from the door to the sarcophagus.
And then down into the thing? Like, could you reach over and grab
Yeah,
something?
you could reach down depth wise. I think probably. I mean, it's maybe 5 feet in, right? Because it's under a false
Joel,
bottom.
this damage to the mummy itself.
Mhm.
How big is it? To use an example, is it the size somebody would cut if they wanted to hide something valuable inside the mummy? If I was hiding a coin pouch,
If you were like, if I was gonna hide some stuff in here, I mean, it's probably like, I don't know, 7 inches. It's like the
Like the
entirety of
full-
like the
Perfect.
full chest.
sounds like an
portion.
excellent hidey hole. I'm gonna say,
Oh,
if you're of a sensitive disposition, I won't be offended if you look away. And I'm gonna try to pry it back open with my knife.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. So you sink your knife in and just like start sawing at the
Yeah, I'm
area
gonna
to
saw
try
the
and get it
hole
open.
again. Yeah.
It doesn't
Please
take
don't be a
much. It
trap.
is clear that it used to be, a hole here before it was sutured up. But you feel your knife tug at something on the other side. Once it's open and you open the chest cavity in full, revealing some rather gross, smelly contents, there's also a leather bag
Ooh.
inside.
I figured it was either going to be something valuable or something like a grenade, so I'm glad it's a bag. I will. I wouldn't know that anybody in the party. I mean, I actually don't know. I'm gonna turn around to the group and I'm gonna say, can anybody check if anything is, cursed? After that book, I'm somewhat cautious as to opening things that don't belong to me. Are any of you able to see if there's anything amiss here?
Not I, unfortunately.
Without saying anything, I'm just gonna poke it with my staff. The bag.
The bag itself, yeah. I think when you do, because it's still in the body, right? The body kind of shifts a little bit, and the red briny water like ripples. But there's nothing else that happens.
I'm gonna fish the bag out.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't take much. It seems like it was placed in this empty cavity where this person's heart used to be.
What's in the bag?
They went through a lot of effort to hide
what's
this.
in
Feeling
the
it, you're
bag?
like, it's beans? And you open it, and it's a bag of beans.
oh no.
I mean, I love baked beans, so this is a win for me. Okay. What kind of what kind of beans are they? Do they?
How many beans are
Refried.
there?
How many beans are there?
Right.
Roll me a 3d4.
Okay. 9.
Oh
there
my
are
God.
9 dry beans of various different shapes and sizes. No 2 seem to be the same.
Okay. I suppose I'll hold on to this for now.
What's in there?
Some beans.
Beans.
Yes, you
Why
know.
would you hide those?
Looks like we've got a broad bean, a runner bean of some sort, some other ones I don't recognize. All dried. They all
Oral
look
bean.
rather old.
Joel, would I know anything?
You can roll me Arcana here.
Okay.
While they're inspecting the beans, I
11.
would like to dip my staff in the red liquid.
Okay.
Then I
Nothing
would like
happens.
to smell the red liquid.
It smells reminiscent of, like, for us and us at home, like a pickle jar.
So it doesn't
Nice.
smell bloody.
I rolled an 11.
The 11 here, you're like, that's really weird. Bunch of different beans and I think
Yeah.
so you feel like you've heard of something like this before, but you can't really attribute it to where from.
Well, I guess we'll figure these out later. I probably have more pressing concerns.
Yes.
Hopefully I didn't just rob some poor farmer of his last crop.
Cyrus, what are you doing?
I wanted to know if it was blood.
Is it? Did you? What did it smell
No.
like?
Doesn't smell like blood. Smells like smells like a jar at Hugo's house. It had like beets in there or something like that.
Oh, like pickles? Could be embalming fluid. Well, I'll tuck away the beans, I guess, in my in my coat, and yeah, got some beans. That was worth grave robbing.
Mhm.
All right,
Nothing
well,
else in the body, I'm guessing.
I don't fancy
It
fishing
has
around in the
moonstone
liquids.
eyes.
Oh yes, it has those stones on its eyes.
I'm not touching them.
Moonstones?
Would I
Yeah,
know if
there are
moonstones
moonstones.
are valuable? Or...
I think with your eye for quality, you probably would. They are at least a semi-precious gem.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
Hugo,
say
this
we
was your
take them.
find.
oh, we'll share the profits, of course. I'm more than happy to take them, though. I'll pick up the 2 moonstones, I guess.
You now have 2 moonstones, worth roughly 50 gold pieces each.
Marvelous. I'll tuck them away in a chest pocket and say, right, unless anybody wants to swill around in the brine, which is rather where I draw the line. Shall we move on?
Can we at least close this sarcophagus, just so it's not open any longer?
Joel, how heavy does the sarcophagus lid look?
It's probably 100 or so pounds. It is solid stone.
Can
Off
I
you
try
go.
to push it.
I mean, yeah, it's just
Pull it?
propped up like on the far wall. You're gonna have to like
pull
one
it
person on
down.
one side, one on the other to like lift it up and back on. I think it's like lengthwise tipped over on the side as if someone had shoved it off.
Well,
I would feel better if this was closed. And would anyone be able to assist me?
sure. I'll give you a hand.
Yeah, with the 2 of you working on it, I don't think there's any role here that needs to necessarily be made, unless you're trying to be trying to be quiet.
Particularly.
Okay. They're just like, so there's some like stone on stone as it settles back into place on the sarcophagus, covering the red briny liquid in the false bottom.
While they're doing
Lovely.
that, I'll head over to Francis and give him one of the moonstones and just say, oh, look at that, rather fancy, eh?
Yes, I'm sure it's worth quite a bit, but I don't know if I feel right taking it from a dead body.
I'd say with everything else that's gone on here, he probably doesn't care very much.
All right, I'll keep it.
And hey, at least, you know, he's back in peace rather than shambling around out there.
That's true. If
Just
that ever
about to
happens
say-
to me, don't let Cyrus play with my body.
No, I certainly won't. Yes, I told you this flaming fist gig would lead us to some nice things.
Alright, should we go check the other 2 doors?
Well, I guess we go back out and do the left.
I hope there's more beans.
Don't even know what those are. They could kill you.
Well, I wasn't planning on eating them.
Well, suppose.
I suppose you can have one if you're really hungry, but...
No, thank you. Give it to one of the zombies and see what happens.
Yes, that might be
So, yeah.
rather amusing.
The left-hand door, if you would like to, it, again, is unlocked. You can just go right on through the door as it's partially rotted. This one opens up into a kind of partially collapsed-looking crypt. Much of the room has been fallen in. The debris is mostly bearing a stone sarcophagus that was, well, it looks like it was busted open and looted years ago at this point.
Any false bottom in that one?
You can investigate it if you'd like.
I'll take a look. 12.
Yeah, you start like poking around at the bottom, looking for like a plaster bottom to this. This one is solid stone.
Okay. Nothing here.
This room looks like it's seen some days.
I think that applies to a lot down here.
Well, if I don't think we should stay here much longer unless in case the rest of it collapses.
Yes, let's push onward, shall we? There still may be survivors, although my hope of that somewhat diminishes with every zombie we encounter.
Guys.
Oh yeah, none of those. All those zombies seemed like normal human, right?
They were humanoid in nature, yes.
It would
You
have
would
been
have
obvious if it was like a tiefling, though, right?
Potentially. I think most of these just fall in that like general humanoid category where like, did they have pointed ears? It's hard to tell because they've rotted off, right? Like, I don't know if it overly matters at this point, and I would make a point of it for you if it did.
Okay. That's what we're asking. All right.
Yes. I guess
let's
we go to
press on.
the right side. I'll push it open.
Yeah. Inside, you fleshy zombie form looks at the light as it enters the room, but does not move. Rests against one of the walls inside this room that contains another sarcophagus. This one, though, carved into the north-facing side of it are ghastly images of human cannibalism.
Lovely.
The sarcophagus itself lies open.
I'm gonna go look.
Well, inside, there's a jawless human skull and some bone fragments. But otherwise, the room just smells like rotting zombie flesh.
Good thing she doesn't have a sense of smell.
These images are awful.
Ghastly.
They're vile.
Just stark contrast to the other one.
Yes. Who would put this on their sarcophagus?
I guess someone who eats things that are like them.
Yeah.
Yes.
This body, it's not as preserved as the other one, right? Like
It's
as
just
the
a
mummy.
jaw. It's a
It's just-
jawless skull.
It's
I
literally
think.
just a skull.
Just a skull.
That's it. There's no other like body.
Mm-mm. Some bone fragments and a jawless skull.
This poor whatever was in it. It didn't look as preserved as the last one we saw.
Judging by the art on the sarcophagus, I feel that may be a good thing.
Can I look into it and see if there's like
Do a little more investigating?
yeah.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll me investigation.
14.
Again, it's a stone bottom sarcophagus, unlike the previous one that had the plaster. It looks like whatever was here was probably taken a long time ago.
It gets more
Is
and more
there-
interesting as we go on.
Is there a top to this one as well?
Yeah, but I think you would find it lying in two pieces, broken in
okay.
half. Mm-hmm.
Well, it seems that we have met our dead end then. I don't think there's anything else in this room besides, and I'm gonna look over.
Just had a thought. What do you think they do if the light goes out? Gesture at the
Stand them.
zombie. Hopefully.
Probably just stand there.
Would you like to cancel the light and find out?
It's me, Cyrus. No.
I wasn't planning on it.
That is a thought, but
Well, shall we go back and try the other way?
I will mention that I'd forgotten to say that at the end of this hallway where these rooms are, there is a door at the far end.
Oh, fuck, a door. Look at that.
Yeah, there's a door here.
that door there.
Mentally, like,
Cyrus,
I
bring the
was
light
like,
closer.
I was
We
like,
didn't see
wait,
it.
I only mentioned 3 doors. There's one at the end. Dang it, Joel.
I was getting confused. I was like,
I was trying to, I like leaned on the wall and the door
I said a
opened.
dead end. I was like,
Like, whoa.
So, well, that's crazy.
Cyrus, can you bring the light over? There might be something here.
I'm just going to give you your own light. I can see in the dark. Woo!
Do you just like hand her another dart, or do you cast it on the gauntlets that you so lovingly
Punch yourself in the face with.
I'm
No,
not.
they're just gonna
nothing
avoid
to
the
do with those
gauntlets.
gauntlets anymore. Nope.
What?
I'm done with them.
Okay, there seems to be a door here, I think. I guess it's not a dead end.
I guess we should keep going then.
Can I would like to listen in if there's anything else.
or roll me perception as you lean against the door here before attempting to open it. There's something on the other side. You're not entirely sure what.
V's gonna just stop for a second and move back. There's something there. I can't really make it out.
Could be survivors. It seems as though they've all fled this place. Perhaps they left their captives behind, or either that, it's going to be one of them.
All right. Like preparing herself a little bit. I'm gonna push it in. Open the door.
Yeah, you push it in and open the door. On the other side, you see the following. The walls and floor of this room are covered with streaks and splashes of dried blood. 2 dangling bodies are shackled to the east and south walls. One is an elderly male human, the other a young tiefling female. Both are covered in bloody gashes and neither is moving. In the middle of the room is a sturdy wooden chair with a bloody whip draped over it, and a bucket half filled with salt sits on the floor nearby. In front of the tiefling woman, you see a shorter, older woman, hunched over, and when she sees the light, she turns around quickly. Oh, who are you? What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
I'm Nebra. She's frail and bent over, has this kind of gray hair tied back into a bun. I was captured and they have me here as a slave.
I'd like to press X to doubt.
You can roll me insight. Yeah.
I don't trust someone whose hair is not horribly unkempt. Nat 20.
Oh, nat
It's
20.
all in the hair, baby.
And maybe it is. There's something incredibly wrong here. You note the old woman is holding a dagger in one hand. There's no light in this room. How is she able to see?
Because she's a human, right?
Old human.
At
woman.
least she looks like a human. Lies, your hair's too clean. You're holding a weapon, and also, there's no other light in this room. Who are you? What are you doing here?
I eat my carrots, and they allow me to see better. This dagger was to try and get this young woman down. She still seems to be alive. The man, however, has perished.
Step away from the body.
And hold the dagger down.
Oh, it was forceful. I was just trying to help. And she'll back away and place the dagger on the floor. She backs up towards the north side of the room that has a door in it. The door is currently open, beyond which you can just see a hallway that continues. The room itself in here, as Via stepped in, is only about 15 feet by 15 feet. It's not that large. It would be hard to crowd all of you in here, but you can kind of see what's going on as this old woman backs away.
Wait, don't leave. We didn't mean to. We just don't know what's going on. Stay with us.
Oh, I just wanted to help. They abandoned us. They're all gone. They just told me to stay. They didn't want to take me.
Why aren't you tied up like the others?
I worked for them. I was a slave. I just listened to what they told me to do. I'm just a florist. I didn't know anything they needed. They just used me to clean their things and prepare their food.
V is a very trusting nature. She's gonna say, "Here, Rowan, someone, can you get the man down? I'll stay with her."
Just be careful, V.
I'll keep an eye on her too.
I'm gonna go to the gentleman and check for a pulse.
Yeah, and you reach up, and I don't think there's any medicine check necessarily needed here. This man, in his old age, definitely could not survive the torture that he suffered here at the hands of these cultists, and is dead.
All right, I'm gonna head to the woman. Do the same check.
This one, it's very slow pulse, light breathing.
What is
Cuts
she?
mar her body completely. You can see where salt had been rubbed into the wounds themselves, but she is alive.
I
She
would
is
like
manacled to the wall, hanging.
would like to try and get her down.
Okay. Hard to do without a key, but you can certainly either bash it off, or if you have some thieves' tools, you could try and unlock it.
I would like to ask Hugo, can you get these unlocked?
I
He's
can
alive.
certainly try. Take my spot and keep an eye on your friend.
Will do.
I'm gonna go.
before-
Oh, no, go ahead.
Before Hugo gets there, I'm gonna use healing hands just to help out even that tiny little bit. It's only worth 3 hit points, but
Okay. Yeah. So you're gonna walk over and just use your healing hands before she's allowed down, and you do so, and you press your hands against her body, and you watch as some of the slash marks begin to knit themselves up on her, and there's and her eyes flutter open for the first time in her pink tiefling form. She's, don't. And she her eyes flick all around the room. They're kind of golden in color. She's you're not with them. You're not with them. Oh, bless, you're not with them. And she kind of just sits there waiting, and she's just muttering under her breath, clearly in a state of shock.
As I approach her to undo the manacles, I wouldn't be very good at telling this, but would I be able to see how fresh her most recent wounds are? Was that woman just
So that would be a
cutting her?
medicine check. Again, some of these have now just been healed.
Yeah.
Though for, only 3 hit points here, they have indeed been healed. So, however you think.
I guess it'd be medicine? Sure.
It'd be a medicine check for it.
It's 10.
A 10. Yeah, taking a look, it's hard to tell. Some are older than others. But for your eyes here, it's hard to say when exactly the most recent ones were. There are some ones that seem more open or more red or haven't scabbed over as much. But you can't put together a timeline.
Well, I guess I'll try to undo her chains.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me your thieves' tools there as you reach up.
Okay, that is a 21.
Yeah. And with a nice, successful, easy click, click, she falls off the wall into Rowan's waiting arms, where she collapses weakly. Seems that she doesn't have much of the strength to actually stand on her own 2 legs here.
I do have a quick question for you. I'm going to point to the woman and say, is she a slave?
What? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
Should,
That's
And
technically
the
good
woman,
enough.
she would have seen her before, surely.
the woman there at the top of the room goes, "You bitch," and lashes out violently towards Hugo. So we're just gonna drag you back over here. You're gonna find yourselves in a little bit of a room, and you know, we'll do this little battle thing after a quick break, and we'll
Sounds
roll
good.
some initiative when we get to that point of our return order, as we return to where this old woman is now no longer an old woman, but a shrouded mystery of shadow, bearing that kind of very same resemblance to the ones that you fought up inside the bathhouse, that kind of weird shadowy circle around them there, this aura. Francis, you're first to go. What would you like to do as she lunges out towards your friend Hugo?
All right, well, I will begin with a vicious mockery.
Yes.
So it's wisdom saving throw from you.
Okay. All right. She will save.
Okay, so yeah, nothing happens then.
Mhm.
But I'm going to use my bonus action, to use my new feature of Mantle of Inspiration. So
Yes.
as a bonus action, I can expend one of my Bardic Inspiration die to grant myself a wondrous appearance. And when I do so, a number of creatures I can see, and it'll be 3 because it's my charisma modifier, gain 5 temporary hit points. And you can immediately use your reaction to move towards attackers if you'd like. But I don't. The room's pretty small.
There's
anyway,
not
but
much room here to move around,
Um,
unfortunately.
So it'll be. I will give 5 temporary hit points to V, Hugo, and Cyrus, as they
Nice.
are right next to them.
What is your wondrous appearance?
I mean, I didn't imagine I went like proper like fey, glowy, long cascading, flowing hair sort of thing. I just imagine, sort of blue, greenish light shimmers across me, that sort of thing. Almost like a heavenly music slightly emanates around me. That sort of thing.
And it is inspiring. So who's the 3 that get the temp?
So it's Cyrus, V, and Hugo.
Okay, so on your character sheets, guys, there is a temp hit point spot. You go ahead and put that in there. Excellent. Francis, that is action and bonus action. Do you want to utilize your movement in any way?
No.
Okay. Cyrus, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
I knew I didn't trust you. Thwack.
Black. Yeah, go for it.
Quarterstaff.
A 24 will
Nice.
definitely hit.
All right. With 10.
For
bludgeoning.
10. Oh, that's a good one.
Then with a
All right.
punch her in the face. Because I'm
Yeah,
sick of
okay.
people lying to me.
Sure.
I'm so sick of people lying to me, man.
I don't want to be lied to anymore. Yeah,
18.
18 will hit.
6
for another
more. I'm just like,
6.
Wow.
Ah. All right.
I'll punch her in the face.
Okay, so that is your
That's
action.
it.
Bonus action. Do you want to move at all, or are you good here?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So the woman is going to make 2 attacks against Hugo, where they were lunging previously. It will be a 19 and a 13 to hit. So the 19
The
will
19
hit for
hits. Yep.
6. Due to you being within the aura radius, you technically have a vulnerability to this piercing damage, and it will go to 12
Okay.
points of piercing damage as it finds a very vulnerable spot to you.
Thank
She
goodness I
then
had temporary. Jeez.
vanishes from sight.
Oh. Wench. Where did she go?
It is now your turn.
Okay. I'm going to. I guess I will just quickly swing at where she was. Can I target that area with an attack? Because she's just vanished in front of my face, right?
Swing and You
Yeah.
don't know if she's moved or not
Of course,
at this
yeah,
point.
yeah.
But you can try. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll flash out my side blades and I'll take a swing.
Okay.
Does be 25 or a 22 if it's disadvantage.
Yeah. You swing and you hit air.
Okay. I won't use my offhand. So, quickly glancing around, assuming she's ran away, because I did just slice through where she was standing, I'll assume that she couldn't get past Francis. So I'm actually gonna start pursuing her, like towards the door, if that's okay.
Yeah,
Is
sure.
the door
So you
open
start
or
running
closed?
ahead. It should be open. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you said it was
open. That for you.
Okay.
Yep. That's just on this particular map.
All
I
right.
didn't do that yet.
Yeah, so I guess I'll I would just dash forwards, kind of like to. Well, how far can I go? That'd be.
You have 30 feet.
That'd be. 15. Yeah, I guess I'll go to here and just kind of see if I can get a look at her, basically. See if I can see any signs of her running
You
off or
don't
anything.
see anything. You see a couple of these hallways. You run down some stairs. You see some collapsed debris over on this side, and another hallway that goes off to the right.
Yeah, in that case, I'll just kind of be on my guard and end my turn there, I guess.
Okay. V, what would you like to do?
Well, seeing him run out of the room, I think I'm going to follow.
Okay.
So, let's see. There. Hugo, where did she go?
I have no idea. She got me and then she's buggered off royally.
I would like to ready to attack if I see her.
Okay, so if she
Pop back
appears
up.
within range, you would like to attack her.
Correct.
Okay, that works for me.
In the range of 90 feet or a long range of 300.
Yeah,
So just
right.
if I see her.
Sure.
We're gonna
Yep.
pull out an
I forgot
assault
that
rifle.
it has
what the
that
hell?
range.
Just
Jeez.
like-
Yeah. We're not going to talk about it more because we're going to see it later.
Yeah.
Okay, Rowan, it is your
V's just
turn.
holding a revolver next to me.
All right, I'm gonna put the survivor down. I haven't gotten her name yet, so I don't know it. I'm just gonna tell her to just wait here. We'll be right back. Don't
leave.
I won't leave. We'll be right back. I'm gonna have a look down the other hallway just to see if there's anything there. So I'll just like scooch past if I
You're
can.
like, Francis, get out of the way.
Move,
Yep.
Francis. Yeah. I'm just standing on top of you now. So yeah, I just want to look down that hallway and see if there's anything there. If I can see.
So, are you carrying any light?
I've got the dart thing from Cyrus still.
The dart thing? It's 20/20, is that right, Cyrus? 20 bright, 20 dim?
I believe so. If
Yeah,
I'm
so
honest.
what you see is what you see.
Oops.
And currently there's no woman there. Yeah,
Okay.
20/20. Okay, thank you.
All right. Can I use more of my movement and go down and have a look?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like there. Ooh, what's that? I'm gonna.
Yeah,
go
so those
down.
are those doorways that you guys had gone through previously.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't see this earlier. So it's just the zombie guy hanging out in here, right?
Mm-hmm. That's just the sarcophagus and things that were
Okay.
there, and the broken one here, and then the zombie guy that was down
okay.
here,
Oh,
and the
alright,
zombie
alright.
that was pushed into an alcove down here.
Okay. All right. I will just stand by the door here and keep guard. I will ready my attack
All
if I see
right,
her.
sounds
I'm a stabber.
good. Perfect. Ready your attack if you can. All right, Francis, it is now your turn.
I guess I'll just shift to the right here and sort of cover over the, well, not literally cover, but like, you know, be ready to defend the tiefling woman. So I'll just prepare to cast vicious mockery if I see the.
Okay,
Weird
so if it
rule.
appears within range, vicious mockery.
Yes.
Okay, Cyrus, what would you like to do?
Well, it seems like you all have this room secured. I'll join our friends in hot pursuit.
Be careful.
Click. Oh my gosh, right click. Holy crap. I am 40 feet. Maybe. Gosh, I am a dash master.
Yeah, you're
Right.
pretty quick.
I'm just a zoot. Ah, crap.
Yep, and now you see more hallways beyond and some doors
Ah.
down that way as well. Yeah.
I'll just kind of yell to Hugo and V. It's like I'll take the so down south of me. That's kind of just like ends.
It's
right?
just rocks and stuff.
Okay.
It's just kind of collapsed.
I'll say that I'll take the right.
Okay.
Should we be going this far?
I'd rather like to get her, but perhaps we should wait for the others.
No, they're
And-
protecting the lady.
Oh, very well then. Up and after her.
Appearing directly in front of
I
Francis.
knew she was going to do that.
She'll make her 2 attacks, but Francis, you do get your spell here as well.
Huzzah! Vicious mockery then.
So you're gonna vicious mockery for a wisdom save. She natural 20s the save
Oh shit.
and stabs you.
Oh.
What is your AC, Francis? Apparently it's not on this token.
It is 14.
Is 14. Both of these are going to hit. This is going to be a total of 18 piercing damage.
Gah.
Good.
Bloody hell.
And she's going to disappear from sight once again.
Do we
Oh, man.
hear his cries?
I would believe so. You can hear Francis casting a spell and then probably hear the sound of, oh god, I've been stabbed.
All right, so it's my turn. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So I heard Francis cry out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna sprint back, and obviously, I'm gonna sprint back to the room. Now, I'm assuming the floor is rocks and dust and
Mostly
debris.
stone and stuff, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try to like, while running, pick up because I've nothing in my hands because of my blades. I'm gonna try picking up like a handful of dust and loose gravel and stones, and I'm gonna go in the room and just yeet it in a massive arc and try to cover her with dust.
Pocket sent.
Okay.
Pocket sand. Whoosh.
Sure. You can certainly try this. I want to see how well this goes.
Mm-hmm.
What? I feel like it just make a raw dex check.
Sure. 20. Unnatural.
Okay. So you step into the room itself.
Yeah, I would kind of like, as I'm stepping in the doorway, like wide arc, whoosh, throw it, basically.
Yeah, I think you probably would cover like this area in front of you here,
Yeah, I think that's fair.
right? And so clearly the dust settles on the dead body here on the wall.
All right.
And then in the corner as well, right here, there seems to be some kind of disturbance around the dust that you threw.
Okay, I will immediately, almost like as part of the end of my swing, flash my blade out and try to swipe through it. And that is going to be a 22 to hit. I don't know if it's advantage or if it's
Unfortunately, it is a disadvantage because you do not have vision of them.
Okay.
You figure you know the location, right?
Yeah.
But they're still moving within that radius there, so it's
I'll
hard.
swipe with the offhand as well, which is a
Yeah.
23
20
disadvantage.
23 will definitely hit here.
Nice.
Okay, and that
As
is
you slice with the offhand.
so
it'll be
5 points.
5.
Yeah, 5 points of
Yeah.
psychic damage.
And you hear a cry of pain from whatever, like in this invisible person here. Yeah, for 5. Okay.
All right, and then can I, assuming the dead body is on the other side of her, I mean, obviously she can step over whatever, but I'm gonna like try and make myself slightly wide, if that makes sense, so she can't get between me and the door. Out.
Sure. Yeah. So she can't pass you.
Yeah, just like guard the door essentially, which is probably gonna get me stabbed to death. I'll try it anyway, and I will yell to the others. I'll say, "She's in the corner here."
Okay. V,
And, it's my
you
turn.
hear Hugo yell out that she is in the corner. Well,
Okay.
unfortunately, that was not a specified corner because there are 4 corners to this room, but
It's the one
you
I'm
may be able to
facing.
discern that there.
Yeah, like I would be like, where? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
What I'm
There!
bloody looking at.
Okay,
There.
that's fair. Okay.
He gestures wildly to this portion as you sprint in.
It's just weird Vorpal blades swinging everywhere, gesturing at the corner.
Step back, and as my bonus action, I'm gonna get the helmet off. So like the helmet side of the armor will come down, and I'm going to cast Tasha's Caustic Brew in that general area.
Okay, what does that do?
So,
Doesn't sound good.
so you could suddenly there's like a very like magical like glowing in my like throat area, and then you just see a spew coming out in like an area of just throw up. And it's a stream of acid that goes in a line of 30 feet long and 5 feet wide in a direction of your choice. Each creature
So
in the
it
line
just
must make
splatters against this wall here.
Each creature in the line must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or be covered in acid.
Okay.
Gross.
What is the save DC?
Sorry, the spell save DC is 13.
Okay. What happens when they get covered? Like, is there like a base damage?
Yeah, a creature covered in acid takes 2d4 acid damage at the start of each of its turns.
Okay. So, but if they save, what happens?
Nothing happens, I believe. They just kind of dodge it.
Okay. Whatever was in front of you does not seem to be covered in acid,
Okay.
as it splatters against the back wall.
She must have got away again.
God.
And I will end my turn there.
Okay. Rowan, what would you like to do?
All right. I would like to move my way in here, up here, and stab into the corner, if possible.
You're somewhere in here. Yeah, exactly. Just start stabbing. Absolutely.
Just start stabbing. Yeah. I'm
Let's see what
gonna do
It is at
a.
disadvantage. You're just stabbing in here. Hopefully, you're gonna hit something.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh wait, sorry,
15,
disadvantage.
so just roll it one more for me.
Yeah. 10.
A 10. Unfortunately, a 10 is going to miss. You hit nothing but air.
All right, I'm gonna use my. Is it? I'm gonna use my action surge.
Okay.
I can take an additional action on top of your regular action and a possible bonus action. Once you use this feature, you must finish a long or short rest. And try and hit her again.
All right. Sounds good.
Slashing wildly. 25. 20. Yeah, 20.
Ooh,
24.
yeah. 24. Yeah, that'll hit. That'll hit. Roll me some longsword damage as you find purchase somewhere in that weird invisible area, this shimmering where the light doesn't necessarily hit correctly.
Oh,
For
only
5 more.
That's fine. All right, before I end my turn, I'm going to use one of my new things, which is Distracting Strike. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend 1 superiority die to distract the creature, giving your allies an opening. You add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll. The next attack roll against the target by an attacker other than you has advantage if the attack is made before the start of your next
You need to roll me a superiority die for extra damage.
I'm going to do that. Boom. 7.
7! Oh, that's a big superiority die. We like that.
Cool.
Yeah. And appearing out of its invisibility is this woman, and the shroud falls around her, and you note that she cries out in pain and dies, attempting to lunge forward towards the tiefling woman, crying out that she would take her with her, but you stab her to death.
Oh, good.
She is now
I think
dead.
the next person would
on
stab
the
her to
ground.
death, wouldn't it?
Well, no, your superiority damage killed
Superiority
him.
die
Yeah.
is added to your own attack.
Oh, to my attack. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought it was the next person who hit them's attack.
You did
The
a
next-
murder.
I think
I
the,
did a
the
murder.
distraction one is if they attack anyone else other than you,
Yeah.
they have disadvantage. But the superiority die is just applied on your attack,
Oh, shit. Okay, that's cool. Learning.
doing big
Cyrus
damages.
Cyrus is gonna awkwardly run around the corner and be like, "Oh,
I'm gonna go and brush the pebbles and the dust off of Francis and be like, sorry about that.
That I don't mind about that. I did get stabbed
It's like
twice.
holding,
Oh,
he's
me
holding
too,
his
don't
side
worry.
here.
Only
He's
the
just
once
like,
for me, though.
"Ugh."
I am going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay,
Just a level.
absolutely.
So, nice 4. I low rolled that. Nice.
1d8 as a 1. Nice.
Yeah, I'll
Do
just-
you still look like you're hurting?
I would be. Yeah.
I'm gonna go over and also cast Cure Wounds on him.
I would like to walk up to the corpse of the woman to inspect
Mhm.
her more.
Here's 6.
Kind of see like it, because technically it's possible she could just be a really pissed off slave, but I
Mhm.
kind of want to see like what other accoutrements she might have on her, to give me more of an insight of whether or not she was lying to me, like a rude person.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and roll me just investigation. You'll have like a basic result here, but also I want to see if like you maybe need
Roll
to see
3.
anything more. When you look at her face and you like pull back the hood, you see that tattooed across the entirety of it is a skull just overlaid onto her face.
Ew.
You note now that her whole body underneath this robing is covered in blood. Some of it still fresh, gooey, and dripping from her, as if she had bathed in it.
Lovely.
Would I can't remember if we saw it precisely, so I'll just ask. Would I recognize that the skull is the Baal symbol?
You've seen these a
Yeah,
couple
we
of
saw it
times,
on
right?
the
On each of
doors,
the
yeah.
doors.
I couldn't remember
and
if it had
stuff
the
like
skull
that.
or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you know this is Baal. And again, this is for YouTube commenters at home. I pronounced it Baal because that's how it was done in Diablo 2, and so I went
True.
with that pronunciation,
True.
totally forgetting that D&D they like Baal instead. And I was like, well, fine, I guess that's what it is. So I'll
Also,
do
for the
it
YouTube
right this
commenters,
time.
it's the Baldur's Gate logo. Hey,
Yep.
it's the Baal skull.
Hey, the Baal symbol for Baldur's Gate.
It's not named after Baal.
Whatever. Anyways, I'll get the pronunciation right this time, but Diablo 2 was great, okay? Anyways, continuing onwards. Yes,
Okay.
she has a skull
Yeah, I
tattooed
will
onto
let
her
everyone
face
know.
and is covered in blood.
This lady lied to me. I should have got one of the
She's a
truth thingies
follower
from these
of
other people.
Baal, one of the vile gods down here. I'm not surprised she lied to us.
I'm gonna go back to the survivor, and I'm gonna try and help her up or carry her or whatever needs being.
She's like on the ground. She's, thank you. And
What's your name?
She stands on unsteady feet and she looks at you. Vendetta. My name is Vendetta.
I'll offer her my water skin. Let's drink.
She drinks thirstily, right? Like some of it doesn't even enter her mouth as it just kind of goes over her, and she's wearing these basically just rags at this point.
Right. Dara, do you know if there were any other survivors down here? Any other captives? Captives.
There was a man named Klim. I don't know where they took him. It was...
He's in my house. We rescued him.
He's alive.
Yes, we were here some days ago, but...
That idiot gets to live, of course. You kind of see that she starts crying a little bit.
Well, we're back for you too now, I guess. You're safe. Well, at least as safe as you can be down here. Sorry it took so long. We got waylaid.
Dead. Do you know if there were any other creatures like that woman down here?
Beasts? Can't even call them human. What they did to us. Of course there were. They left, though. Most of them. And there was a fight. Recently? Before the woman came, I heard sounds to the north. Faint, though, as if it was far away or through something. I don't know. I haven't been further inside. They leave us here and only come to us when they want something.
What did they want from you specifically?
Information. Or just to have fun, I guess. They, I distributed wine and spirits for the Othun family, which would perk some of the ears of my higher-born citizens here from Baldur's Gate. I was attacked in Loa City and brought here and tortured. I told them the Othuns and their security arrangements. I watched them kill Ephanax. She looks like sorrowfully at the dead older man.
I'm sorry that you've had to endure this, but it's over now. We'll get you safe. We'll get you home.
She kind of just like huddles in on herself.
Does the robe of the woman have any indication of the cult? Like, does it have symbols on it or anything like that?
I believe it would just be a really dark black cloak is all you're seeing of it. It doesn't necessarily have symbolage on it at all. It's just long, dark, and black. As your investigation noted, she is wearing nothing else underneath it, and her body is just covered in blood.
Lovely.
Cyrus, did you see any, like, a book she might be carrying? She did use whatever it was for us not to be able to see her anymore.
No, this lady looks gross, covered in blood. In fact, I think luckily it's dark in here and dark over here. Don't bring a light over here unless you want to look. Have fun. It looks like she might not be wearing anything else. Really gross lady. Looks like she's covered in blood. I'm gonna move away from this lady now. This place sucks.
Yes.
This place does suck.
Vendetta, I assure you, should you wait here, we will be back for you, but what would you like to do? I can't imagine you're keen on being left on your own here.
I'm gonna bring him with us, I think.
It's a good idea.
Rowan, roll me a persuasion check.
Okay.
A
19.
19.
I think
Fine.
she'd be safer with us.
And she like looks at Rowan. She's like, "But you don't go far from me." And she like latches onto your arm.
No, I won't. Don't fret. I'll take care of you.
Well, Rowan, since you're taking care of her, I'll be our front line for a little while then.
Thank you, V.
She's just dressed in like rags and stuff, right?
It is clear that these once were clothes. They've been ripped apart, torn open, cut open, including her body. She does not have much remaining on her.
I'll shift the contents of my coat pockets, like the beans and stuff, to my trousers and my belt pouches, and I'll give her my coat to put on over the shredded rags. Make her have a bit more on.
She takes it, but she doesn't say anything. She definitely has that
That's fine.
1,000-yard stare just going on as she looks at the crumpled form of the body of the bloodied woman.
Let's get on with it, shall we? Go investigate this supposed fight, see if we can find anything. If there's any more of them down here.
Perhaps stay in the back with our new friend. I wouldn't want to put them in harm's way.
I will.
Oh, and Vendetta, was it?
Yes, Vendetta Cress.
There seems to be quite a bit of skeletons or zombies around here. They haven't been really aggressive at all, so we've just been passing by them. Don't worry. None of them, I don't think, will attack you.
No, I've overheard. The one that raised them is dead. Some explosion? They seem to be without a master anymore.
Well, at least something good came of that.
That makes sense now, then.
What? Were you there?
Yes, she, cast a wickedly large fire spell at us, but burning herself in the process. That's why it took us a couple days to come back here to rescue you.
Good riddance. She was one of the worst. She would take us, and we would never see them again until they were shambling mounds of their former selves.
Are you saying that all these skeletons were people that she's captured here, just like you?
She gives a small nod.
Maybe it is best to put them to rest then, if we find them on the way back out.
I don't know if they'll let you, but I'm sure that their souls want rest. Again, she hasn't like met anyone's eyes, I think, except for Rowan's at this point.
Well, I say we press onwards so we can leave this place as quickly as possible. After
I concur.
killing the rest of them, of course.
Yes.
Really quick, Hugo, I just want to make something clear. Are you saying that the souls of those that she had brought back are still in there? To these skeleton-like creatures?
She shrugs. I don't study magic or necromancy, just a merchant, but sometimes when you see them walking around, you feel like they're still in there somewhere.
Okay. I understand. Let's finish this and try to put them to rest.
Rather off topic, but does anybody have any healing supplies? I do have a rather large stab wound in my chest at the moment.
I would say that if you guys stuck around here for another, quote, 15 minutes of in-game time, you could probably count this as a short rest.
Oh.
If we were to take a moment to catch our breaths, I could soothe all our wounds and inspire us to do better further along.
Do better.
Just
do better.
As far as
Good,
I
Scrubs.
know, this is the only way in and out of where we're going, so if there are other people down there, they'd have to get past us regardless.
I'm currently fine. I can stay in stand in this hallway and just kind of make sure no one comes through.
Marvelous. Alright,
Short rest.
a short rest it is.
So while you guys are short resting, obviously, feel free to roll your hit die up to your level. You will have all of them, right? You've had a couple of days to yourself here, so all of your hit die have been returned to you. Cyrus, while you're kind of like sitting up here and ahead, go ahead and roll me a perception check as well.
Sorry, just to check. Craig, are you gonna do
Yes,
any...
sorry, but
Okay,
I was going to say
cool.
before you do
Alright.
your hit die, but I'll let.
Alright.
I got a 14.
Okay. So in this hallway, as you're kind of like looking around and listening and things like that, this wall here doesn't seem like it's fully a wall. You note that there's this kind of a ridge around the side. You see where there's this portion where the stones aren't mortared together. And upon closer inspection, it's roughly door-sized.
I'm not going to do anything about that just yet. I will wait until my companions have fully rested.
Yep, and remembering there is this hallway down to the southern, and I'll just move your token so you can see it, and then you know that there are at least some other doorways in this direction as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, for short
just-
rest, go ahead, guys.
Just to clarify for rules, how long do the temporary hit points actually last for?
Let me look. I don't think it.
Inspiring presence, isn't that the?
Yeah, I'm looking, or as a mantle of inspiration.
Spend one of your bardic inspirations. Choose a number of creatures. 5 temp hit points. Number
There's
of temp hit
nothing
point-
about it.
There's
And-
no.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if it
okay.
just lasts indefinitely.
Oh, that's
So-
interesting.
I think they
Okay.
tend to reset on long rest at default.
okay. Sure.
But yeah, so the other thing I'm doing is the Song of Rest. So there's extra. So if you do regain any hit points, you gain an extra 1d6 hit
Oh,
points.
okay, cool. Cool.
So if you roll one hit die, then roll your 1d6, and then do more afterwards.
Wow. Double ones. Feels good.
Ooh,
So-
Also
ooh.
got a-
Oh,
Nice.
both of you,
Oh.
both ones. That's nice.
Yikes.
Okay. Couldn't I just done that the first time? Come on. There we
No,
go.
you got to spend all of your hit die. It's fine. You got to spend all of them. Who needs more short rest? You don't get more. All right. Has everyone completed what they wanted to do for hit die and short rest?
Yeah, I'm good.
Excellent. Okay. Cyrus, as the party is finished binding their wounds, and maybe Rowan, you spend a little bit of time to like help Vendetta as well, bind some of her more garish ones. You come back into the room with some information.
So everyone, it seems that there is a false door near the end of this hallway here, and then beyond it, there seems to be a split that goes down 2 more paths. So we can take the natural routes and kind of keep going as we were, going down one path, and then as soon as we hit a dead end, come back, go down the other. Or we can investigate the secret path. I have not touched the secret path. It's possibly trapped. I don't know. I don't deal with traps. The best I can do is poke it with my staff.
I can take a look.
I feel like we should look at the secret path first.
I agree.
Yes.
Would suggest itself to be the most fruitful, perhaps.
I will go along with what you all say.
Guess I'll be in front then.
We just
Okay.
push the V through the fake wall.
Yeah, just like, I'm sure this opens
least put
in
my
a
head-
way.
We just use V as a battering ram.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Tough. Do it.
Just
all
open
right.
it.
So
'Cause it's
yeah, I'm
open
just
now.
gonna open it and then. Yep. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
so stepping through, you would see on the other side more of these ghastly kind of skeletal forms just sitting in the water. They don't move. Their empty eye sockets do follow the light as it moves around them.
I would like to start putting these to rest if possible.
I feel
Maybe-
as though if you take any kind of hostile action, we may draw their ire.
V, as the first person in this room, roll me a perception check.
Okay. 5.
You hear something further down. You can't really put a finger on it. Maybe it's just the water dripping. It sounds like maybe clanging, metal against metal. Hard to say from here.
Oh, okay. I think I hear something. Me, and I want to try to like sneak because I see there's like a curvature to
Mhm,
the room.
There's a bend here in the left. Yep.
Yeah, I want to kind of sneakily get past these guys and like go right towards the bend. Try to like
roll
peer
roll me
over.
a stealth check.
19.
19.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. So you get to this and you're like, okay, well, the corner goes a little bit further than you expect. You might need to step out a little bit to see further. Now, V, if I remember correctly, you don't have dark vision. You are holding a light.
The light is affixed to me by
Okay.
Cyrus. Also, for those that are home, I do have heavy armor, but my ability negates the disadvantage.
Armorer is cool.
Just one.
You're not going to ruin my stealth rolls. Yay. Rowan will instead.
Rowan will.
just for those at home, just be like, all right. So yeah, I would like to try to peer over.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and take a step out here. See if you see anything else. You do note that there is a couple more skeletons, and then to your vision, you see light at the end, maybe 40, 50 feet away. There's light and there's bodies strewn about the room. And now you can hear it more clearly, clanging of metal against metal and the sounds of a man clashing with another and the like hissing of a struggle.
There's some people okay, I'm gonna like turn back. I'll probably come back down the thing and say like there's 2 people fighting at the very bottom. I can hear swords and I can barely make them out. Cyrus, could you turn off the light for me?
I will kindle her light, I suppose.
Sure.
All right. I think we should just watch if they're fighting each other. I mean, my
One of
book
them
said
might
I
be a
should.
survivor.
Yeah, we should wait until there's a potential survivor. There's no reason fighting both of them.
But wait, what if one of them is a natural ally? We don't want to
That
wait
is a
for
good
the
point.
enemy to kill the one that we'd rather survive. How we judge that in the midst of battle, I'm not quite sure.
Maybe the bad one looks evil.
That might help, yes, or the bad one might attack us first.
That is a difficult decision. Maybe if we get closer, see if we can
Perhaps
see
if
them
we-
behind these pillars.
Blaspheme their gods, try to make them irate. We can check who reacts positively and who reacts not so much.
Let's get closer.
Off you go.
Try to be
Rowan-
quiet about it.
Yeah, we're gonna be quiet.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Rowan,
sneak.
maybe
Vendetta
keep-
is still
keep
on
back
your
with
arm.
Vendetta. Yeah.
Okay, I'll wait at the back.
Okay.
I'll go
can't
with
see
B, I
anything.
suppose.
You're gonna hang out with the skeletons back here. So they're just like,
Hmm.
I
just
can,
like staring at you guys.
I can see in this light, so I suppose
think-
I'll go off.
I probably will go just before the light starts to be able to hit me, I would say.
Okay.
Like hiding behind
Hugo,
one of the pillars.
Gonna need stealth if you're this far. Cyrus, gonna need stealth if you're this far.
All right,
15.
25.
Francis, are you coming along, or are you kind of like hanging
no,
back?
I'll
Like,
just-
we'll wait
we'll-
for just a second here.
I'll just hang back.
Sure. Yeah, so you get to this point, and Hugo, I think you have the best vantage point from where you're at right here. You would be able to see the following. Beyond this hallway, a flooded chamber opens up. There seem to be, and if you take a step out into the room, you will end up seeing, it opens up with rough-hewn steps climbing to the south, north, and northeast. The floor buckles up above the waterline in the middle of the room, forming a small island. Corpses and doused torches float in the water around the island, and there you can see two men circling each other to the south end, both with weapons bared. One of the men is tall, unarmored, and carries a great club, has a scarred face. The smaller figure is muscular, bare-chested, clutches a bloody dagger in one hand and a torch in the other, and has no flesh covering his skull.
I found the evil one. Acting
tall
on a
one.
guess.
Looks a little bit like this.
Looks like a reliable chap.
Should we help him then?
I think so. I still think our plan of trying to divine allegiances may come in helpful here.
You're going to want to roll initiative from this point, because at this point, as you get close enough, this guy is absolutely going to notice you regardless of what you're doing, because you're talking to each other here in the corner. And he looks back and he hisses, "Ah, more of them. Mortlock, it is time for you to die and time for me to make my exit." And we'll go ahead and we'll give it a little.
As they
Roll
realize
music
us
to
and we stride out for initiative, can I just say to Mortlock, can I go, Mortlock, was it? I propose an alliance.
I want you to roll me, as well as Francis, to roll me a history check.
All right. That is 18 for me.
Ooh,
Nat
Francis.
20.
Ooh, Francis. You know the name. You may be far away, but you hear Hugo call out to a Mortlock, and you're like, "That name sounds super familiar." There's a Mortlock, Vanthamper, one of the Duke's sons. Often not talked about due to his scarring and brutish nature, but this is a guy you know. You know who this is. Now, whether or not he's good or not, you don't know that part. But you know he's a Duke's son.
All right,
So-
I will peer in the corner and yell at Hugo. Hugo, that's the Duke's son.
Oh my. Well, alliance?
I
Please
think
don't hit me
Mortlock
if I
looks up
run
and
it.
says, "About time someone else showed up. Yes, fine. Deal with this man."
Wonderful.
Right. And do we have everyone on there? Gotta be Francis, Hugo, Cyrus, Rowan.
I don't know if I'm partaking in this battle or not, but I'm gonna make my way there.
Yeah, sure. You're like, I'm gonna go. And like, Vendetta's like next to you, like, don't leave me, don't leave me, don't leave me, don't leave me, don't leave me. No. Wait. Hang on. You're moving very quickly.
Yeah, I'll just put her at the entrance.
Oh my god. Yeah, absolutely. Sure. So up at the top, this gentleman whose entire scalp has been removed and only the skull portion of him remains there, is going to lash out with a dagger at Mortlock. Let's see what happens here. Mortlock is going to block one of them, and he hisses at him and dodges backwards where Mortlock will swing at him. He's going to then use an ability. He looks directly over at Cyrus, and Cyrus, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
22.
Nice. Okay, you felt yourself like stunned by his eyes, and then you shook it off and like, why would I stop moving? Fortunately for you, that happens because he then throws a dagger in your direction, which is still a 26 to hit you and will deal 8 points of piercing damage.
Wait a second. I'm gonna use my reaction
Uh-huh.
to deflect missiles.
Okay. You can
this
deflect
is,
or catch a missile. When hit by a ranged attack, when you do so, the damage you take from it is reduced by 1d10 plus Dex mod. Okay. So you reduce all of the damage here. You catch the missile. It is small enough for you to catch.
Cool.
Nice.
You can then spend a key point if you want to throw it back at him.
Hell yeah, I will. Excuse me? Eat? There's crap out my.
Roll darts. It'll be the same as darts.
Okay.
Dart.
Ugh.
And I think you're like, you catch it and you wing it back at him and he just dodges to the side and and he seems very agitated by what you've done here.
Even as it misses, you just hear to your right, you just hear, that was still bloody impressive.
Like, ooh, hang on.
Yeah.
All right. This brings us to V. Now I know there's a lot of tokens on this board. Most of them are dead. Most of these are bodies, and as you guys kind of like take in the room, it looks like most of them were killed by some giant bludgeoning object. Probably the one that Mortlock carries.
I'd be like, well, this armor suit isn't just for show, and then she's gonna like start to like put her hands together, and then there's gonna be electricity is gonna start to form like in a ball, and she's gonna like Kamehameha, like just actually try to hit him with
there
this.
you are. I was like, where are you? I'm gonna put you up here because I couldn't see you.
Okay, that works out. And I'm going to attack him.
Yeah.
The
lightning launcher. Unfortunately does not hit. He dodges out of the way of that as the lightning streaks across the way here, crashing into the far wall. What kind of friends do you have, Mortlock?
And then as bonus action, I'm gonna put the armor helmet back on.
Yeah, back on. The V lights up. Of course. All right. Francis, you're kind of in the back here. You're like, what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, I'll
What's
come
happening?
around, wait, I can't see him, can I, from here? The skull
He's
face.
currently holding a light in one hand, so you can see him at the moment.
All right, I will cast Vicious Mockery on the skull-face guy.
Okay. Let's see if he's
Do
wise.
you mock him for his skull face?
No, when I cast Vicious Mockery now, I no longer say anything mocking. Just a sort of purple light flows from my hand towards them.
Just give him a bad look.
I guess so, yeah.
Blue steel.
Unfortunately, he is able to save, and nothing happens here.
Okay, I shall use my bonus action to give Bardic Inspiration to Hugo.
Ooh, lovely.
Hugo, you feel bardically inspired. I'll give you a little pink dot there for bardic
Lovely.
inspiration.
What's your bardic inspiration die at the moment?
It's 1d6.
Okay.
All right. On Mortlock's turn, he lunges forward, leaping. Not too confident anymore, are you? And is going to lash out twice with his great club, which this guy dodges deftly both times. All right, that's fine. Rowan, it is now your turn. Vendetta is latched onto your arm.
All right, I'm gonna disengage from the survivor.
No.
If I may. Hello, kitty.
And you like shake her off a little bit, and you're like, I gotta
Yeah,
draw my
you're like-
sword now. Hang on.
Yeah, just
Like,
let me go help
Dad,
them.
just
I'll
come
be
over here.
right back. It's okay. All
Let
right?
me do this. Mm-hmm.
Do I have to? Is that my action to get her off
No,
my arm?
no. I think she just looks. She's like, and she stares at you, right? Like she's the only.
Yeah.
You're the only one that she's looked at. And she's,
I'll be right back. I've just got to go and sort out that. I'm gonna run off.
Die.
I won't die. I won't die again.
Again. Wait. What again?
I feel like I've died already. I'm gonna run out past everyone and just try and welly into the skull thing
absolutely.
with my
This guy
big old
is,
longsword.
Feeling the pressure here, I think.
Whoop-om. 22 to hit.
22 will indeed hit.
Yes. And whang, 11 slashing
the
damage.
first hit here deals 11 slashing damage. It's like you feel like you catch mostly robe, but you feel it catch underneath, and you've definitely done some damage here. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Then I would like to, as my bonus action, rally. So on my turn, I can use my bonus action to expend a superiority die to bolster the resolve of one of my companions. I'm going to bolster Cyrus.
And what happens when you bolster?
Good question. What would that be? Just gonna like turn to Cyrus and be like, ah, battle cry, I guess.
So
Get
what does
him.
it do? So you give him a superiority die to do damage or attack?
Yeah,
Is it like
so
bardic
it
inspiration?
gives him extra hit points. So it's not like a super thing, but hopefully it helps.
So is it temporary
Yes.
hit points? Does
Yeah,
that count?
temporary hit
Okay.
points equal to the dice.
So go ahead and roll the.
I'm trying out all my things. It's like new toys to play with.
Yeah, go ahead and
Boom.
roll a superior. So 6. You have 6 temporary hit
Temporary
points
hit
now,
points.
Cyrus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. That'll be my turn.
Okay, sure. Hugo, it is now your turn. You
All
are
right.
bardically inspired.
Oh, so feeling inspired and seeing Cyrus catching daggers and V apparently having something called a lightning launcher, Hugo's going to feel the need to improvise a new trick or two. And I'm going to take a step out, and you're going to see essentially 2 smaller blades, still made of the same almost ethereal darkness, flick up from under his wrists, and he holds one in each hand. And I'm going to throw them at this figure. And the first one
Okay.
is a 24 to hit.
It will hit.
And that's for 9 points of psychic and also my sneak attack damage, which is, come on, roll, there you go. 10 points of sneak attack damage. So 19 on the first. And then I'm gonna,
As the knife contacts, you see this shadow emanate from it, and it's like the knife disappears and doesn't contact the body.
and then I'm gonna spin on the spot very dramatically and throw over my back the next one at them. And that is a 24 to hit
Oh
again.
my God, you're doing well.
And
Yeah,
that is
Nice.
for another 5
5.
points of psychic damage.
Okay. Yeah, and he'll choose to eat this one, I think. He'll deal 5 points of psychic damage here. He goes, "Ow, my head hurts."
And you notice that the blade that did impact him leaves no mark. There's no cut
Yeah.
or stab or anything.
He just starts bleeding casually out of his eyes. It's
Exactly.
fine.
And I'm actually gonna, because I heard him say it's time to leave, so I'm gonna move over to. Oh, okay. There's another one. All right, I'll move over and guard this staircase.
Yeah, there's 2 staircases there, but
God
you
damn
can
it.
definitely guard
Oh,
And
one.
then
God,
another
one.
person, I was like,
Cyrus, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
Heck yeah, this man tries to mess with my mind. No thanks. I'm gonna go ahead and run over here right in front of him and give him a good old fashioned like baseball thwack right to the ugly
Uh-huh.
chest.
Yep,
Let's see if we
it's
can
pretty ugly.
get him.
It's
I
a
only got
14. Unfortunately, he will flow out of the way of your hit.
Too bad for him. I get to punch him in the face now. I'm gonna do a flurry
Mhm.
of blows.
Oh, okay, take 2. 19 and 24.
24.
Both of these will hit.
So that's
Be 5. What is the 7 for?
Second
I
attack.
think it's-
Flurry of blows
yeah.
rolls damage twice.
Oh, it does it both. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right,
Oh,
so it will deal 12 points of bludgeoning damage as you 1-2 this guy to the face here. He hisses out unhappily at you, for sure.
you
Okay.
loser will never hit me with ranged. I swear. That is my turn. After I mock.
Okay. It's this guy's turn now. He is going to I think I put this here. He douses the light he was holding, throwing it into the water. Might not affect most of you, but he's going to do that. And then you see that shadow begin to emanate from his body and encompasses a radius around him. Like this. And he's going to lash out with some daggers after he looks at Rowan. And Rowan, you meet his gaze. I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
All right, Ro. Ooh, it's a 9.
You feel stunned, entranced by his eyes,
Oh boy.
and the daggers come in at you. Wow, your armor class is so high. Unfortunately, you can't move. So the benefits of your dex to your AC and your shield here are ineffective.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to take 17 points of piercing damage as the daggers hit,
Ow!
finding their mark.
That was sore.
And you are stunned until the end of your next turn.
I can't do anything on my next turn? Ooh. Yuck. Okay. And nothing else? Like, everything's just, like, shut down?
That's it. Yeah, that's it. You
Okay.
stood still. You guys watch. It's like he stares at Rowan. Rowan, like, essentially drops, like, shield down to the side, sword down, and then just takes 2 dagger stabs to the chest.
Fun.
Rowan!
V, it is now your turn.
Oh no. Vendetta, come over here. And I'm gonna like kind of like try to drag her just to be near me, like around.
Yeah,
probably,
just like over here. She's
Yeah,
like,
just-
"Ah."
and I'm gonna say, well, I'm still getting used to it. Let's try for another one. And so she's gonna like create the more lightning again, just
Yeah, absolutely.
and 19.
Ooh, yeah. But I'm gonna do something with this. I want to
Okay.
do something with this. Oh, okay, it's in a different one. But yeah, so a 19 is absolutely going to hit. So go ahead and roll me some damage for that, please.
Okay, so 2 things happen. I roll for this. It rolls twice. That's perfect. So
Nice,
the
so it
first
does
time
it
I hit
automatically.
lightning, yeah, it does. So it's 6
Nice. Okay, cool.
points of lightning.
So 6 points of lightning damage.
Rolled.
Yeah, that's fine. It's whatever. I'm gonna take this and just, and we're gonna just put some lightning in the field.
Ooh,
Because
now we're gonna
why
fancy.
not? Yeah. Why not? We're just gonna go like, brat. It's gonna go all the way across like this and hit this guy. It's fine. I'll get these right one day.
Yeah.
I think we've all been hit by that lightning by now.
Here, I'll move it
Blap.
to make it easier.
Blap.
There you go.
So you blast him with lightning. It's fun to have. All right, there it
Yeah.
goes.
There you go. Nice one.
Very nice.
We let Joel have
Yeah, so
fun.
6 points. Yeah, man. I've got all these toys. I might as well use them.
That's fair. And then I would say, Vendetta, stay back near the pillar. I'll handle this. Rowan will be fine.
And she's like, she looks over at Rowan, and Rowan's just standing still. This is like right after she just got blood pouring down her chest. This was just like, she doesn't look fine.
And then I'll end my turn there.
All right, Francis, what would you like to do?
I'm just trying to decide. Okay, I think I will. I will go up to behind Rowan and I will cast Cure Wounds on her.
Okay, yeah.
So that's hey, 10 points
Thank
of
you.
healing.
That's very kind of you.
And then that's all I'm gonna do. I'll just end my turn.
Excellent, yeah. Well done. Mortlock is going to lash out with his great club once again, twice here. He has not hit anything. He's just like swinging wildly. It's very clear he's not a very deft person, but probably just smashed the heck out of these guys when they were trying to attack him. Rowan, it is now your turn. You are still stunned until the end of your turn, when you
I do
then
nothing.
shake yourself back awake and you can do stuff again.
This is like having
Unfortunately,
someone cast
that's
Nexus
your
of
turn.
Fate on my turn. I'm just like,
Don't
oh, cool, I
remind
get
me.
to do
Do anything.
nothing.
Yep. All right, Hugo, it is now your turn. You see Rowan kind of just like shake themselves awake. It is now your go.
Yeah, I'm gonna try threading a couple more dark throwing knives through the gap. That is gonna be an 11 to hit.
Okay, unfortunately, 11 will not hit as he dodges
I
out of
will
the
roll
way.
my bardic inspiration on it.
Okay,
It's 1d6, right?
yes.
That's a 6, so 17 to hit.
And as if when your blade goes flying out, Francis sings a little tune and redirects it to the correct location where it will then impact.
I throw him the finger gun afterwards. So that one is 5 psychic damage and 9 points of sneak, so 14 damage in total.
You'll watch as again this one gets sucked into some shadow realm.
Fuck this guy. All right, I'm gonna throw my other one. That's an 11, so that's not gonna hit.
Unfortunately, that one he is able to dodge out of the way of, and
annoying.
Francis isn't there to guide you.
All right. Yeah, I'll keep guarding the staircase. That'll end my turn.
All right, Cyrus, it is your go.
Real quick, sorry, I made a small mistake because we manually put this in. I have to add my intelligence modifier to my damage roll.
Oh,
I didn't.
okay.
So it takes an extra 6.
What? Sure, of course he does.
Sorry.
So it would, yeah, so another 6 here. Perfect.
All right, since I'm no longer moving, you know, I'm a little bit more stable. I'm gonna go ahead and just give him the old thrust to the face.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in myself. I got 21. This is what happens when you believe, children.
Yeah, when you believe. Yep, 21 will definitely hit here.
Do 8 bludgeoning damage and go ahead and try to give him a kick to the shins.
Give him a kick to the shins.
That's only a 9, so I kind of.
Yeah, unfortunately that one.
The legs.
Yep, that one doesn't work out. That's okay. Vi fixed the lightning launcher.
Thank you.
And that is it. Yes.
Okay, yeah, eight's good. I mean, you're doing the damage. There's a lot of you around this guy. He's definitely like doing the best he can. This is probably the most skilled fighter you've ever come across, as they're able to dodge and weave around these things as well as find openings for their attacks. But they are very much outnumbered. I think this time he's going to look at, let's say V. V, make me a wisdom saving throw.
All right. 9.
You feel yourself unable to move.
Shit.
He's going to leap forward. Send that one to the back. Lead this guy to the front. Mortlock is going to attempt to hit him with the club. He's going to miss again. Mortlock, get your shit together. And 2 attacks from the dagger are going to lash out at V.
I would like to use my reaction from a sentinel.
Mm-hmm.
When a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack, and that target doesn't have this feat, you can use your reaction to make a melee attack against the attacking creature.
Okay, you'll be able to make an attack, but both of these daggers are going to hit for a total of 21 piercing damage.
Owie.
Thanks.
I'm going to try and slash him on his way through.
Mm-hmm.
19.
A 19 will hit.
And then I'm going to stab him in the stabby part. 9 slashing
for
damage.
9 more points of damage. Okay. He's not dead yet.
But this guy.
Yeah.
Get him, V.
Okay. V, it is your turn. You are stunned until
Yes.
the end of your turn.
Never mind, V.
Vendetta's behind you like, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. And at the end of your turn, you finally feel your limbs able to move again.
Sorry, Vendetta. Something in my circuits.
Okay. Francis, it is your turn. This guy is now within touching distance of you.
And
it's kind of scary.
In a rare display of bravado, I will try and stab him with my rapier.
No.
For
Who are
22.
you? A 22
Two?
does
Wow.
hit. There you
Nice.
go.
7 piercing damage.
7 piercing damage. Okay. Excellent.
But that's it. I'm gonna end my turn.
All right. Sounds good. Mortlock's gonna be like, "Ah!" and leap forward because he's very angry that he hasn't hit anything. Holy shit. 8 and a
missed.
13.
Are you rolling a d6 by accident?
An 8 and a 13. I might as well be. Oh my gosh.
Good thing we're saving him.
Oh, he's tired, right? Look at all these bodies. All right, he did a lot of work previously. Rowan, it's your
Off-screen.
turn.
All right, cool. Let's try one more of our maneuvers because they're kind of. Actually, that doesn't
cool.
really. Yeah, let's do it. All right, I'm going to use bait and switch. So when I'm within 5 feet of a creature on my turn, I can expend a superiority dice and switch places with that creature. So I'd like to switch places with V, please. So I will roll the dice. doop. And this dice gives. Oh, balls. Not much. Gives 1. Good job. So it gives 1 plus what now? This doesn't.
Do you want to post it?
Yes, that.
Okay.
So
right.
until the start of your next turn, you or the other creature gains a bonus to AC equal to the number rolled.
wow,
so
that's
I'll
so
try.
Okay.
That's
That's
kind of cool.
actually that's really
so
nice because
good.
you get the
Oh my
bonus
God.
up to 8, right?
Yeah, it
that's
would be
wild.
nice if I rolled proper, but alas.
I was assuming that you were a willing creature for the switch because
Yes,
it
yes.
does
Oh, yes.
specify. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And
like,
luckily
oh,
not
protect them, then I
incapacitated
got
at
it.
the time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
there you go.
sorry, I kind of rolled that one.
It's
But
okay.
you get
now
1
have
extra to your AC.
bonus
temporarily.
1.
Now we're both 20.
Cool.
All right. Yeah,
And then I'm
right.
just gonna try and smack him with my longsword again.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 19.
A 19 will hit.
Oh, 11 slashing
For
again.
11.
Nice.
And you watch as your sword goes and it cuts through smoke.
I wanna do it again. Okay, I'm gonna use my action surge then, because we took a short rest, so I have it again. I would like to smack him again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad. Wait. Ugh, 8.
An 8. This time he dodges underneath your blow.
Yeah, and I think that's all I can do. I don't have any other bonus actions.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's me.
All right. Hugo, your turn.
All right, I'm seeing this chap stabbing all of my new friends. I'm gonna rush up and trap him in and melee him.
Okay.
So I'm gonna flash the blades out, and the first one is gonna be an 18,
An 18 will hit.
and that is 9 points of psychic, and my sneak damage, which is 10, so 19 points of damage in total.
As the blade comes forward, and it hits him this time. We'll meet again in the beyond. And he dies.
I look forward to it.
I don't like how calm he was when he died.
A little bit disconcerting, wasn't it?
Yes.
It's fine.
Or what he did. Ugh.
And a quietness falls over the room here. Mortlock. Thank you for your help. And I think that right there is where we will call an end to the session. And we will find out more about Mortlock and what happened here the next time we play Descent into Avernus.
Next time, Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I'm already.
Yeah, you're Kamehameha.
Yeah, it's
right?
like
Oh,
if-
we're there.
We're there.
We're there. Excellent. Well done, everyone. Thank you for
Thank you.
playing this evening.
Another
Those of you
session
at
where we
home.
didn't descend
Thank
into
you for-
Avernus. We're winning.
Yay! I'll be honest. There's gonna be a lot of those.
Good.
The descent is less of this adventure than you would think. But
Slow descent.
it is a very slow
A
descent.
We do
slow
keep
and
going
brief
down,
descent
though.
into Avernus.
You know.
Right? Yeah. You keep coming down, but you're gonna have to go back up, and then you're gonna have to go down again, and eventually you'll get there sometime. It's fine.
Soon.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Of course, you can catch Candlekeep Mysteries in the week in between. Go check out an episode of that if you haven't already. The first one is out. And yeah, thank you all for playing. Joel, obviously, as always, thank you so much for DMing. Anybody have any
course.
final notes before we get Craig's amazing goodbye?
Amazing. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe.
There we go.
Like
Yeah.
and subscribe.
All right. Well, bye from everyone. And of course, Craig, if you want to see us out.
Bye.
There we go.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.